let's just get this going. I haven't done a Nick Crowley video in a while, but people have been coming in here and insisting that I need to watch it. Some regulars that obviously deserve the attention, but then also like somebody was in my Wukong stream yesterday and they kept like, "It's so good. I don't want to say anything. It's so good." I'm like, "All right, I get it." And I was like, "Yeah, all right. Let me. You know what? It's time to watch it." Apparently, it's terrifying. It's shocking. It's uncomfortable, and we really wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a Nick Crowley video if it wasn't any of those things. So let's get this going, man. This is Smart School by 9, an internet rabbit hole from Nick Crowley. Let's do it. I hate the music. Hey, have you ever considered playing World of Warcraft music during this?
Creepy accounts pretending to be kids. I came across a reel randomly.
I know. I have that problem all the time. I find out afterwards that there weren't kids and I get so disappointed. It's probably not a good way to start off the stream.
And it's led me down this weird rabbit hole with people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally,
I mean, if you just keep it in the bedroom, it doesn't really matter, but it sounds like they're not doing that, so.
Anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers. This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram.
I'm trying to look for answers. Is this age play? Let me Google that. What is age play?
By the user numerous.
Oh, wow, what an answer.
Cut 792 on April 15th, 2024.
Wow.
It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something.
OP means original poster, by the way, guys. Just so you guys know, moving forward in the stream, just so you guys know, calc is short for calculator. I want you guys to be aware of that.
Truly disturbing was happening with these users, and those in the thread agreed. What the actual fuck? Found all of them and blocked them all. Truth Sticks 11 is seriously creepy to me. I've been trying to find more about.
I'm thinking something else. Hold on.
But can hardly find anything. Very weird account.
I'm thinking of Death Sticks from Star Wars, and I giggled like a fucking idiot. Thank you for the $5 from Killstorm SH. Hey, Papa, are you gonna watch Domain's video on synthetic? But I already did. I'm waiting for it to get monetized so I can post it.
Say the least. The 3 accounts apparently belong to 3 different children. However, when combing through their posts, the content seems to imply something much more bizarre was afoot. Something truly disturbing.
5 Nights at Fazbear's. I knew it.
This post would be the start of a story that would eventually be picked up and shared all across the online world, becoming one of the more notorious internet mysteries in recent memory, as these accounts revealed an unending rabbit hole that is still being traversed to this very day. In an ongoing—
Bro, what kind of person like traverses these rabbit holes? Because they freak me out. Like, I know this is probably shitty and selfish, but I have like no real interest in investigating creepy stuff. Especially not anymore. I used to do a little more of that on like TikTok, and I'm just like, nah, man. Like, I value my sanity. I'm being honest with you, it's too much.
Investigation into one of the most depraved oddities ever found on Instagram. This is the emerging story of Smart Schoolboy 9.
Wow. Smart Schoolboy 9. Stop it. You're scaring me. You're scaring the children. Stop. Stop it, please. You're gonna make me horny. I mean, you're gonna make me sad. I just stop.
We'll return after these messages.
Maybe you don't.
Before we get too far down this rabbit hole...
Oh, he looks weird as hell, man. He looks like a normal guy, but like, it's weird that he's a normal guy. I thought this guy would have been like an amphibian person. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect it. Thank you so much, Blazito98, for the small guy, brother. I appreciate that.
I want to first thank today's sponsor, AG1. AG1 is a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health, packing in 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food.
I just take a multivitamin, but you guys know the rules. We have to watch the advertisements for these guys.
Sourced ingredients into one product.
It's only fair.
The older I get, the more I've been thinking about my health, both long-term and short-term. And I've
Same
realized
here,
just
man.
how important it is to get the proper amount of your daily nutrients. But the problem is,
You know what's crazy? As I get older, I wear socks more often, which sounds silly, but I'm like a hot guy. Not physically, I'm very unattractive, but I'm a hot guy. I'm always cold now. I used to be a hot guy all the time. Now I'm always cold. My feet get cold. I do have diabetes, but that's not relevant.
Is the older I get, the busier I've become, and the less time I have to make sure that I'm hitting the mark on these vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. I've tried taking a bunch of individual
Bro, I would just take a fucking vitamin from Costco, to be honest with you.
vitamins, but it was just too overwhelming to keep track of. But AG1 has been a game changer because they take the guesswork out of it. One scoop and you're good to go for the day. Not only is it healthy, but it gives me a boost of energy that doesn't lead to a crash a few hours later like caffeine does.
Oh, well, I don't use it for energy boosts. I don't know if I just... Okay.
It makes me feel better and healthier.
You know what helps to feel better? Not eating like shit. I know it sounds like so obvious, but like for me, man, I've been feeling a lot better since I've been eating more protein. I have these lightly breaded chicken things, like chicken breasts. They're just bare from Costco. I recommend them because they still have carbs in them. They're not perfect, but they're so much better than like anything else I've been eating, and so I feel better. And they fill me up. Higher protein diet fills you up too. And they're like good because they're still breaded. They're just lightly breaded. You know what I mean? But it's it's better than it's like I can't do. Oh, let me just go right to fucking chicken. I can't do that. I can't just eat like fucking boiled chicken, dog shit, and piss. I'm a fucking adult, so it helps to eat something like that. Just better, not perfect.
And overall, it's been great for my production, as it's helped me lock in right at the beginning of the day. And it's even helping me
Looks like
cut back
pee-pee.
on my coffee intake, which was honestly starting to become a problem. I've tried other supplements before, but I can safely say there is only one AG1. They're the first I've seen to pack this
That's
much nutrition
true.
and gut health support into just one scoop. So if this sounds like something you guys might be interested in, you can click the link in the description or use the QR code you see on screen. And you'll get a bottle of vitamin D3 and K2, as well as 5 AG1 travel packs.
My wife got a bottle of vitamin D last night, baby.
Free with your first subscription.
Afternoon, actually. I forgot we're watching this video.
Beautiful boy, an account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. This was the bio
All right, a female predator. Hell yeah.
of the first account pictured in the Reddit post, an account named TruthSticks11,
It's just been a while,
which was said to be operated by a 12-year-old boy and his mother. Back in October of 2021, the duo would make their very first post, kicking things off on a somewhat concerning note, though
Okay.
not for their own page, but instead another account on the platform.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
The video was created and posted by the mother for the sole purpose of warning others of a specific user who
I don't know, man. Based on the way that person sounds, I think we should be warned of them. But
had been posing as a child online when, in actuality, he was a grown man who did this in order
Damn.
to get close to and exploit other children across the platform.
damn.
It's the grim reality of this online world, as predators will do just about anything to get closer to children, and it's a reality often unrealized or even ignored
Yeah,
by
true.
parents, which makes it almost refreshing that this mother was out here trying to raise awareness.
It's kind of a good thing that sometimes you could tell who a predator is, just by looking at them, right? Pattern recognition. It's kind of true. Sometimes you could be like, there's something wrong with that guy. Just stay away from that guy. Because that's how then they can't have kids, which is good because they probably wouldn't raise them very well,
These posts would become the crux of the account early on. They would call out
The
this
hell is
user
this?
and their many accounts again and again, eventually going more in depth about what this person would actually do, claiming that they had a strange perversion to dressing up as a young schoolboy.
It's like weird that this one random person seems to know so much about them. I wonder if like they're outing themselves almost as part of their weird fetish or something,
Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. This theme of calling out online predators would remain consistent throughout the years on TruthSticks11. However, after some time, the mother behind the account began to use the page for its initially intended purpose, to share
An Etsy profile? You know how women are.
photos of her son.
Oh, okay.
The photos began reasonably normal, and would show this young boy studying at school, accepting awards from their principal, and even school
This might be Little Gay Boy 45. I don't know if you guys know that absolute masterclass from TikTok.
presentations in which their son had attended, with the captions often boasting about how intelligent the young boy was.
All right.
Though over time, the photos began to grow stranger.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? AI? What the fuck?
They looked off.
No
almost as
shit.
if they were AI generated. And on
Yeah.
top of this, they began to
All right, this one looks like a nightmare fucking fuel. Get
appear
this off my
heavily edited
screen.
in an almost inexplicable manner, with deep
What the fuck, dude? Thank you for the $2 from Silver Eagle. Hello from Colorado. Happy to be here as always. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
red lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face being turned pure white. This unsettling
That's the way it should be, brother. I'm just kidding.
trend would continue for years, as with
Get sunburned too easily.
each passing post, the photos grew less authentic and more
That's pretty real. I saw that in a video game called The Bully once.
surreal.
Wow. That kid has the mask on. What the hell? Oh my god.
Until they became straight up disturbed.
Until that every fucking picture you've showed me is disturbed as goddamn all hell. What are you talking about?
Even sickening.
I'm pretty supposed to show me Jason Genova.
This bizarre edit spilled over past just the images too, as the posts began to appear as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple grotesque images and paragraphs about how much this
Imagine this is like a real kid. This guy's just like multiple absolutely vilely disgusting images. It's like, damn, man. Imagine being that kid. I would feel so bad.
user loved school. And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account began posting content that allegedly came directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please." He even shared supposed videos that he
My really cool mom asked me if I wanted you to post, and my mom said, no, stop. You're freaking me the fuck out. I can't sleep.
had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos, and somehow even more chilling.
Let's see. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the hell? Wow, incredible. This is my favorite one. Am I playing IMVU? What the fuck?
The boy even shows off his singing in one of the clips.
That's...
Though their voice
I feel like whoever this is just somebody who was like, and I don't even mean to be rude with what I'm about to say. Whoever this is somebody who was probably like horrifically molested as a kid, and they're just trying to recapture their like childhood, but then also it's become very creepy in a really weird way, you know?
sounds off.
Oh, do you think
The
so?
account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting.
What the
And though
fuck?
this content was visually alarming, another aspect made it even more so concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake
Oh, please don't show that to me.
AI children in explicit positions.
Well, I mean, why would you show that this? Listen, I'm not trying to be that guy. This, you're going to put this in explicit positions. You know, I would just, you probably found it more attractive kid. I know it sounds disgusting, but I'm just saying, what the fuck? What the hell is this?
With their faces sometimes even being photoshopped onto scantily dressed adult bodies.
Okay.
One thing is
Alright.
blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account. The supposed child behind it is not real. Even in the
Oh,
more passable
shit.
photos at the very beginning, there's evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based
Yeah, it's scary.
on the disturbed, borderline illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was not an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of other children, but instead, a predatory individual themselves. And this wasn't their only account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore a striking similarity
Of course. You guys got to make sure you distinguish girl Chloe 12 from boy Chloe 11.
to Truth Sticks. The page was also supposedly run by a child and monitored by their parent. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the dangers of online predators, with the wording of these
yes.
posts and the
Well, I mean, listen. It's like a scared straight program. Who are you going to get better advice from when it comes to online predators? Some police officer that beats his wife? No, I'll ask him how to. I'll go to him for advice on how to keep my wife in line. Or somebody who's a predator. That person's probably going to know the warning signs better.
the editing being essentially the exact same as Truth Sticks, just not as over the top. These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus
Right.
providing a substantial link on its own. But by far the most compelling link between
Where's Zelda?
these pages is one that is easy to miss at a glance,
Oh,
with
yeah.
that being a blatant obsession with high-heeled mini boots. These shoes were mentioned or
Bro, I'm telling you, this reads more and more like this kid was molested by a creepy uncle that made them wear like girl's clothes and he's like trying to recapture his weird childhood, but it's gone to a point where they just need to not, you know?
Are shown in virtually every single post made by these two users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I wear with my uniform. After coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt, tailored close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe. No matter what they discussed, school uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent.
Sounds like we're doing dress for success in Roblox. I think that's a thing. I'm having a good day. Hopefully you are too, brother.
This is fetish content. Not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole. Fetish content centered around children. And what makes the Chloe account so disturbing is that AI was seemingly not used, and rather the images seem to be of actual children. Despite this disturbing distinction, these two accounts are cut from the same cloth, and all signs point to them being created by the same person. A person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be
Why did anybody ban this motherfucker? What the hell?
doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish, the extent of which we'll discuss later. But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children, or their parents.
Damn.
So, who created them? Well, that brings us to our third and final account shown in that initial post. smartschoolboy9 was much
It was Little Gay Boy 45. That's who posted it. I knew it.
the same as the other two accounts. They warned of online predators, obsessed over high-heeled mini boots and school uniforms, and posed as a child despite clearly not being one. But Smart Schoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child, but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner,
What the hell's happening here?
as they didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form their identity, and instead, they used photos of
What?
themselves.
Okay.
In the images posted on the account, we see what appears to be a fully grown man, dressed in a schoolboy's uniform. His face is painted pure white.
Let me tell you, it was better. It was much better when they used the creepy AI pictures of the kids. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. This is fucking weird.
It has bright red lipstick, and he's, of course, wearing high-heeled mini boots. Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts, only this time it was done on himself.
Yeah, so basically what I'm hearing is that I was correct. No? Right?
As he poses as a child, pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't even the most disturbing part.
You think this guy watches wrestling? Kind of seems like the type. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
As the account consists primarily of videos.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
If you like school as well.
The videos are all incredibly off-putting. Some show him arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. This might be a hot take. I don't think he was actually coming home from school, guys. I think he might have been coming home from... I don't even know. I have no fucking idea, if I'm being honest with you.
School.
Others show him claiming to be on the bus heading toward school.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the school bus.
They actually on a bus? I mean, they're not on a school bus, hopefully. So are they on a public bus bouncing around, or you think that they're just like bouncing around?
Other videos showing him doing whatever this is.
What the fuck? This is so fucking scary. He's stimming.
With these strange sounds and the process of sticking his tongue out appearing to be part of his fetish. As much like the other account.
I do that sometimes too. I just go just be silly. Bothers my wife a little bit. Stimming, guys.
His content is overtly sexual, in its own bizarre way.
That looks like he's waving a fart out.
In fact, there's a video of him with his full outfit on.
I'm actually pretty sure that this is just deleted scenes of Little Britain at this point. I don't think this is real.
Where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself, right out of view of the camera.
Wow.
As he stares into his own eyes. This account is by far the most sickening part of this whole rabbit hole, and also the most important.
Well, you know what? Here's my thing. This is disgusting. I don't have anything against stimming. Stimming is not a bad thing, okay? The education, our education around understanding people with intellectual developmental disabilities has helped us as people as well. Everybody enjoys to stim to some capacity, okay? All right, so I'm not criticizing anybody. Here's the thing. We're not even halfway through the video. We're about halfway. If it stops here, where this guy is just a fucking weirdo that dresses up like a kid and jerks off in the mirror, I just, you know what? Just keep it offline and you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, I do some weird stuff too. Not like this, I'll tell you that. I've looked at myself in the mirror and gotten horny before. I mean, I'm not a bad looking guy. Honestly, I'm a little bit vain. I can be honest with you. But if it stops here, if no kids get involved, if he's just so fucking weirdo, then you know what? You do you. Okay? You do whatever you got to do.
Interspersed throughout his page are a few examples of what this individual's voice sounds like.
This is quite good.
Which just so happens to be the same voice heard in the very first clip shown on the Truth Sticks account.
A man pretending to be a boy.
See, I told you, dude. I told you. How did I call it, though? From the start, based on the way that they sounded, I guarantee you that it's all just part of their weird thing. Like, they get off to, like, alerting people that they're doing weird shit. I fucking knew it, dude. It's just because I'm such a smart guy. Now, in everyone else's defense, I don't think it was necessarily a difficult read. I don't think it was a tough read. So,
meaning that this full-grown adult man is the one behind this entire rabbit hole. He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a child and their mother, getting some sort of sick satisfaction from whatever this is.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, these activities aren't just kept behind closed doors. As we can see on numerous occasions, videos of him walking around outside in a public space.
Okay.
With his full outfit and face
Sorry, this is the emoji thing. On me.
paint on.
You know what I'll say? Listen, you know how they say something nice about your worst enemy. He's got a lot of confidence. You got to give him the credit for that. He's got a lot of confidence. He's just walking around outside looking like a fucking like that. I don't want to be too mean. I do, but I feel like it's not good to be too mean. It's a lot of confidence, though. I'd say God bless him, but I think God's already cursed him, so I don't want to say that.
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and making sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid, and I think he was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing. But it's also clearly much more than that too, as based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well. As he's created himself thing, but it's also clearly much more than that too. As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well.
Maybe. Listen, because I don't know. He might. I'm not like defending him or anything. But from the read I get, and you know I could be wrong, is that again this person had something fucking happen to them when they were young. Okay, some capacity, and I think that to me it seems like somebody who was probably molested as a kid, and they have some kind of weird infatuation of like who they were then, or who they wish they were, because there's somewhat of a resemblance, kind of like a little bit. Like they're obviously older and fatter and something other stuff, but there's a little bit of almost like a resemblance between them, and so I wouldn't doubt that. Like that's the ideal child they wish they got to be. You know, but it might also have manifested into other kids. I wouldn't doubt that. Thank you for the $2 from Silver Eagle. Scariest part is he's British, I think. Yeah, that is the scariest part. That's true.
As he's quite literally created faux CP, the likes of which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here either. He's creating fetish content, and he's using the likeness of children, and also some children that are clearly very real people, to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet. At this point,
That is possible.
though, this was merely speculation, with much of the Smart Schoolboy 9 case remaining a mystery. And the
Bro, it's just fucking creeped me out.
rabbit hole was
I
only
can't even pause it because I want to throw up.
getting deeper from here.
This is so creepy. I think part of it's obviously the sounds too. It's like weird to look at, and then you got all the sounds in there. It makes you want to fucking gag.
Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/Internet Mysteries subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began uncovering just how vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages. No, there seemed to be over a dozen, and likely even more that we still haven't found, as he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child. With these accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting, seemingly to make these
It seems like they've created like a network of talking back and forth to each other. Clearly a very lonely person. Okay.
characters
Maybe they could be less lonely if they're in jail, you know?
appear as though they have real friends. On one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl, using
What the fuck? It looks like a leprechaun. What the hell is this?
more AI images to depict explicit positions of this manufactured child, which
Wow.
I obviously am not going to show here.
It even kind of looks like him. It's just like, this is so weird. Is he imagining himself as a girl now, too?
Though much like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this
Okay.
isn't the most concerning part of this account. As
It's pretty concerning, so.
on numerous occasions, he's shown images of children at a playground,
Okay.
which he may have taken himself.
Probably. I wonder if he was, they were taking it, whatever, while they were dressed up like the terrifying demon that they dress up as.
This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different accounts featuring that same name.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
Okay. I can't.
This Stephanie character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet, many of which show
Yeah, well, that's typical women. I want to be a poet. I want to be a writer. I want to be this. I want to be a, I don't know, mind reader. What do they call those things? Psychiatrists? Psychics. Oh, close. We were close.
casing examples of her poetry, which carry
Although a lot of women want to be psychiatrists too. And you want to know why? It's because the best psychiatrists are people that are struggling with mental health issues, and all women struggle with mental health issues. I think it's called penis envy. They all wish they were men. Of course, because who wouldn't? And so they have a lot of trauma associated with that.
carries on those same distinct sexual
I'm kidding.
undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start. Heart racing, mixed rhythms, maximizing miracles, rice with rap, and on the map. My Kennington, London syllables. Dancing though I know my underwear might show if I lean forward. Stephanie
Wow.
Stansfield, 12. But digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers,
What?
showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the online world. This act is clearly their obsession, and he's been doing this for years, with the earliest examples that I could find coming from all the way back in 2018. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias,
What the fuck?
embodying it in even the literal sense.
Yeah.
As in one of his many pages dedicated to this Stephanie character, he dresses as her, wearing a wig and a dress, as he pretends to be a 12-year-old girl.
Okay.
Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed.
Okay.
Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion. But by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other actual children.
What is he trying to like interact with them? I mean, at this point, I obviously wouldn't doubt that he was trying to reach out to other kids and make some kind of connection. I wonder how much of it comes from just some kind of like actual just fucking insane mental health shit, and how much of it comes from them. I don't know, dude. Either way, they need to be locked the fuck up. This person's a threat. Okay, just to my nightmares, the threat to my dreams, and that, of course, is worse than being a threat to children. Making me uncomfortable is much worse than making, you know, real children uncomfortable or victims, obviously.
Do you like school? I do.
Who the fuck likes school, dude? School's
You have some
fucking
cool
cringe.
shirts, but I have to
If you know who likes school, women like school. Unironically, so women like school. It's weird.
wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show smartschoolboy9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps." This is our
Dismayed? Come on. You can't be pretending to be a kid and then use the word fucking dismayed.
best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children.
This is like a legitimate study. They need to make a textbook about this fucking guy.
And given his overtly sexual interests,
It's been speculated he was assaulted as a child. Yeah, I was saying at the beginning, this seems like the kind of person who was like sexually assaulted as a kid and like is like trying to weirdly relive their childhood in some very creepy way, but also, you know, trying to molest other kids potentially.
and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind Schoolboy9
no kidding,
is
huh?
a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing,
Okay, so if you're the Predator from the Alien vs. Predator movie, you're a good guy, but if you want to molest little kids, you're a bad guy. Got it. Okay. It's double standards much.
here's what he had to say
I don't know
about
what's wrong with
being
me.
a 13-year-old girl.
I'm fucking going crazy today, dude. Let me just tell you.
But have his tactics actually worked?
Hopefully not.
Well, the frightening thing
I think the good thing is that he's like okay, this is gonna maybe be mean, but he's dog shit ugly. So you know what I mean. It's, you know, it's probably easier for handsome people to assault children. And this guy's just really ugly. So that's a W from God on that one.
is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages.
Jesus Christ.
And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple, especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail. Many of
This is why you have to beat your kids if they use the internet. You know what I mean? Got to keep them safe, guys. Sometimes keeping them safe is traumatizing them.
the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was
Okay.
sent them
Hey, what's going on, brother?
privately. There's even one image that
This
David
guy's
posted
freaking
on
me
his
out.
schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though
Oh.
it's impossible to say if this is real or not. For now,
Is he black? Sorry, I might just not be able to see it, but it looks like, is he cosplaying a little black kid now? What the fuck? Is that what it looks
we
like?
just
Right? That's what it looks like to me.
don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild,
It's a weird ass fucking fetish thing, man. You know?
one thing is for certain:
It's not just the kids. It's like, why are they so creepy looking?
Smart Schoolboy9 needs to be stopped. Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case. And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas.
Oh, wait, is this going to have a good ending? Because it's very rare that a Nick Crowley video has a good ending. Is this actually going to have a good ending where this guy gets arrested or something? Because that would be fucking awesome. Like the first good ending of a Nick Crowley video ever.
In his poems, all of which centered around the London area, immediately giving us an idea of where he was located. And that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his account,
Courtney, of course.
brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother or a father.
Oh, gross. I wonder if it's actually somebody that they know that just engages in the weird fucking cosplay or whatever you want to call it that they do.
or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name. David.
Well,
And
I was close. Would I say Courtney? I don't know.
Sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David.
Oh, this is... Oh, it's them. I should have been able to estimate that one. That's my bad.
David Alter, with a man being 59 years old.
Jesus Christ.
At the moment, it doesn't appear...
Well, I thought they were in their 30s, so I guess they did do a little bit of a good job looking younger. Okay, let's be real. Got to give credit where credit's due. Now all they really have to do is come and collect their reward. And we're all set. You just come down to the local police department, collect your reward. It'd be incredible.
appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior and shine some more light
My question is, they live in a fucking group home or something? Like, what's
on
happening?
who this person actually is. As for the time being, the only other information that we really know about David is that he likes to write poetry and he makes music.
Great.
I think I hear a running tram.
Turn this the fuck off right now. I'm so goddamn scared right now. This isn't funny.
I'm back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and ice. Hey, Marianne, hey, Steely Dan. I like the sound of that running tram.
Sounds like King Diamond.
And his name also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms.
What's the importance? Oh, school uniforms are a path to discipline. Okay. I mean, I feel like school uniforms are probably not great. I mean, it's whatever if you do it, but to me, it's just like kids have some fucking, like, personal expression in their lives, you know what I mean?
And that's really all we have at the moment.
Great.
Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state.
I think that we can all understand where he's at mentally. I don't think that we need to really delve into the mystery of that one, you know?
Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual. Who potentially
yeah, I don't think that's a belief. I think that's a fact, you know? It's an absolute fact. What are you talking about?
doesn't know the extent of what they are doing.
Oh, that, I don't know if they do or don't know the extent of what they're doing. It's possible. I'm not sure it's particularly relevant. I think that they just need to, like, you know, go into a psychiatric hospital permanently, probably, you know?
Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to...
I'm, like, legitimately wondering what if they have, like, a disability and if they're in some kind of a system in, like, a group home setting, or if they are, like, possibly in a group home, but then also possibly in some kind of, like, assisted living situation. I don't know.
to be given proper help to assure that no one else
Oh, Kiwi Farms found a group home for the mentally ill associated with him, but whether he's there, not his own. Interesting.
gets hurt by his actions. But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on, as his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well-spoken and articulate. And throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child. But it's impossible to know for sure. But what
He also might just not be capable because of that.
we do know is that David is extremely manipulative, with his
Is he really? The hell is this thing? This is awesome as fuck. What the hell?
response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts, showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that it's wrong.
All right, let's see what we got
Since
here.
the exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and
You're wanking as you text?
predators. He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really sad. And if that's your name, David, be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is something David does all the time. It's projection, and it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other warnings about predators on the internet across every page he made, each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes. The things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark vices.
Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And I can think of 2 reasons why. Number 1, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep because he's
No, I think that this individual is just absolutely fucking delusional and like believes what they're saying.
actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids.
I'm gonna be honest with you, because this person's obviously like a threat to children. That's undeniable, I would say at this point. But I don't know if it's that meticulous. I think that they are just fucking delusional, honestly.
And number 2, he knows what he's doing is wrong, and this is his bizarre way of self-reporting,
That's probably true.
probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing.
I mean, maybe? I don't know.
And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he...
I don't know if he necessarily...
And this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing.
I don't... see, that's the thing. I wouldn't make the assumption that this person actually thinks what they're doing is wrong, per se. Like, that would imply that they have, like, a tremendous amount of guilt for what they're doing. I don't know if that's the case. They don't seem to. I mean, based on those responses, where they're like, you're literally wanking as you talking to me. I'm a little kid. I don't know that I think that they have that conscious aspect. I think that they might, like, legitimately think what they're doing is kind of okay. I think that's one of the problems.
And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. And these claims are made over and over again. As each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself, which becomes more concerning.
Thank you for the $2 from, what's that, Bueller? This guy makes EDP 445 look like mere child's play. I mean, maybe. I mean, EDP actually tried to fuck. Well, I mean, this person might be trying to. It's hard to compare these two horrible people, you know.
When you realize that these projections seemingly aren't strictly pedophilic. Within those eerily familiar expose posts he made on TruthSticks11, he mentions how this user not only wanted to exploit children online, but they wanted to kill them as well.
I mean, I've wanted to kill kids before, especially when they're running around in the fucking airport. You know, shut the fuck up, kid. You know what I mean?
As he mentions that this user has a clear interest in cannibalizing kids, and even performing ritualistic sacrifices on them. And based on how accurate all of the other exposures are to himself, I have no reason to believe that this isn't part of his MO as well, as crazy as that may sound. This also seems to coincide with some of the content he's posted that I can't show you, as some of these photos show children edited in contorted positions, including some where he's added what appears to be rope to give the illusion that they're tied up. And what makes this even more disturbing is that on his accounts he's posted numerous photos in the vicinity of schools, on nearby secluded trails, and even some where he discusses what time school starts and ends, saying that he likes to be awake and ready for it.
Okay. I wonder if he just likes to be awake and ready to watch the kids through the window or something, you know?
There's even photos that show other children outside from a distance, almost as if David was stalking them.
Is that an actual fucking kid that he's monitoring? What the fuck?
This is highly concerning. Even if we don't know truly how low this man's perversions get, he is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of
This really reminds me of Little Britain, dude. It's fucking killing me.
him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about. Chasing another boy running in heeled mini boots. This was the text shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts. And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face in red makeup and red lipstick. This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen across his page, with multiple explicit images and huge emojis covering the majority of the screen. Though just barely enough of the footage can be seen that shows David as he turns the camera around, revealing a young boy. Who he then proceeds to chase after, giggling all the while. Whether this was an edited video or a real occurrence, we don't currently know. David's doings are a mystery that will take some time to unravel, and my hope is that law enforcement will be able to follow
Bro, what the fuck? This is disgusting. What the fuck? Why did you guys send this to me?
through and help shed some more light on this individual, and finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one
That's fucked up. Somebody said new Dead by Daylight Slayer. Yeah, for sure. Booler. Incredible stuff, brother. It's fucking scary as shit.
thing is for sure. The story of smartschoolboy9 is far from over.
Oh, shit. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe it should be over, you know? Mama Max, we know that you're the only one that could possibly stop this guy from... whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't even know what the hell he's doing. So get on out there and make a video exposing someone else for being a pedophile to stop him. Okay? That's the only thing you can really do. That's really all we can do. It said, please don't try to contact David. Well, I wasn't gonna try. Okay, well, I think that's that for that video. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna have goddamn nightmares tonight. So